Thank you all for being here. I am Ari Dossett. As you may know, Rashid. Can you hear me? Let me know, please. We want to be sure about that. I see Ninja Viking is here. Well, I just completed a live stream, I believe, less than 4 hours ago, so I don't expect many people to be here. But anyway, if you're here, let me know in the live chat, please. Thank you very much. I'm outside now, sitting on a bench in the sun. This is what I thought. Why not make another live stream? Maybe I'll show myself outside soon. But okay. All right, let me show myself right now. Okay, here I am, as you can see me, sitting outside on a bench. There's a road behind me. There's a metro railway over there. And in front of me, there's a little pond. Some ducks in it. So here I am, recording this live stream for you. And okay, let me go back to audio. That will save some of my data. Okay. What I'm talking about in this live stream is the societal devaluation phase. This is something they will not emphasize in school, nor in college. This is something they won't even mention in church that much. They do mention it, but not that often. What I'm talking about, the societal devaluation phase is the moment society begins to devalue you. Just like with an individual narcissist, you have the love bombing phase. And later you have the devaluation phase. The same happens with society. Because remember, society is the collective narcissist. Society is the artificial narcissist that worldlings submit to. So you have the love bombing phase. That's when you're a child. You go to school. You hear those success stories. You hear about discoverers, inventors, and those great men of the past. And you're told if you work hard, you can achieve things in life. Then you see celebrities, you see politicians, you see religious figures, you see people that succeed in academia. So you think, oh, I want to be like them. And you're told, work hard. So you finish high school, you finish college, or you finish trade school, whatever course you take after high school, you get to work. You get your first wage. Maybe you worked part time here and there before, so you already got some wage, but you got your first official wage. And you think, wow, this is great. You rent an apartment, or you you move in with your sex partner. Either both of you get into a wedlock, or you stay unwed. You may take a mortgage to get to pay for a house. Things are going great. You're 24, 25. You think, hey, I've made it. I have a job. I've graduated. I have a sex partner. I have some friends, colleagues that treating me well. Then you, and then you're 30. And when you're 30, you begin to realize, I've been stuck in this 95 for a while. Or I've been stuck into the societal cycle for a while. But you know what? Hey, at least I'm not homeless. At least I'm not like those poor people in the ghetto being on welfare. At least I earn my own money. So you get narcissistic supply to keep you going. Then you turn 35. And when you're approaching 40, it's then that you realize that the people around you will prefer people around age 20. Now you realize that your whole life you've been prepared by school, by your parents, by society as a whole to be drained by corporations in exchange for a compensation, namely the paycheck to remain alive. And now there's approaching 40, there's competition. You may lose your job because they have more competent younger people around. You may be there as a supervisor, or you may dare to work them in, but they put more of investment in the younger people than in you. Then you approach 40. And by now, some people develop health issues due to all the extensive hard work you've been doing. Now, if you have children, your children are either in entering high school, or they're already out of high school if you got children early on. And then you go towards 45, and you know it's done. Okay? They have no interest in you anymore. They only focus on people that are age 20. All attention goes to the youth. And now you realize that you've been devalued since age 35. That is what society is. When you are a child, or you're in your teens or in your 20s, they are they are patient with you, even if you're a criminal and go to prison, unless it's a horrible crime. It's a very horrible crime like murder or gang rape. They may think, you know what, you can be reformed. They are willing to invest money in you. They're willing to give you provisions. Till age 30, the world will be lenient towards you. Till age 30, in general, the world will love bump you to be part of it. Between ages 30 and 35, you get the narcissistic supply of, hey, you've made it. After age 35, the devaluation begins. That same society that promoted you to settle down, it's the same society that's going to burden you with taxes, burden you with all kinds of political dramas, and now they're going to ask you, what do you have to offer? Well, the thing is, the only thing you have to offer is your labor, or maybe one or two financial assets if you were in the trading. You don't have that much to offer because you've been drained for decades now, and the only thing you have is labor. If you're fired, what do you have? So that's how society goes. Till age 30, your love bombs. Most of the love bombing happens when you are in your mid-teens and in your mid-20s, especially for women. For men, the love bombing will go till age 30. For women, the love bombing goes on because it's during that it's after their mid-teens that the women are sexually ready to be able to have sex, and after 18 till age 25, women, according to the world, are at their sexual peak, so they are love bombed completely. But here's the thing: after age 30, the devaluation phase begins for women. For men, it is age 35. So men have like a 5-year difference. Some men are fortunate; the devaluation begins a bit later with them. Just to realize that you're only celebrated as long as they can exploit you and get something out of you. The moment they need to maintain you and sustain you, you become a liability onto them, and they want to discard you. That's how society is. Think about it. Some of you have narcissistic ex-partners, okay, or whether it's ex-husband, ex-wife, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. In the beginning, when you met them, it was a bed of roses. They matched you completely. You shared the same interest. They laughed at your jokes. They were supportive of your wounds. You thought, hey, this is a match from heaven, you thought. Then you got married or you moved in together. The sex was great. You're like twin flames, you mirrors of one another. Then suddenly, that same individual began to accuse you. Maybe you're a woman that's talkative. You like to talk and make people at ease. First, he used to praise you. I like how you talk and cheer people up. Now he's saying you talk too much, bitch. Please shut the hell up for a moment. Suddenly you think, huh? Is this the same man that's been praising me for being able to talk so softly, and now he's telling me to shut the F up? Yeah. Or maybe you're a guy who loves to work out, and that woman who used to praise you, oh, darling, I love your muscles, you work out, or you're so sexy. And now the same woman is saying, you only work out all the time. You only work out. When you have time to have sex with me? We barely have sex, isn't it? Now she suddenly begins to escalate on you. And you think, what? What happened? Now you're walking on eggshells, as Soon to Rise is saying. Now you think, what happened? Why did she turn on me like that? Or why did he turn on me? Hey, listen, man, or listen, lady. He or she didn't turn on you. Let me talk to the ladies first. Lady, he didn't turn on you. He was like that all along. He just wanted what's between your legs. He wanted to have free and easy access was between your legs. He knew that if he would just attack you and force yourself in, it would be rape and you would go to prison. So he didn't want to do that. So he tricked you into opening your legs easy for him by tricking you emotionally. He did that successfully. So after he entered into you several times and had a good time, now he's bored and now he's dumping all his frustrations on you. He got what he wanted. So now he doesn't want to deal with your emotional issues. He doesn't want to deal with your past. He doesn't want to deal with your topics. He pretended to be interested in you just to get sexual access. Now that he had his way between your legs, now it's done. Now he wants to put you at the trash. Straight up. So the moment he became with that smooth talk, you realized something's off here. No healthy and sane man worships women. Oh, let me say it one more time. Some women are going to be upset with me, going to dislike this video, going to report this video. Hey, I don't care. No man in his right mind worships a woman. No man in his right mind is going to put any woman above his own well-being. Are you kidding me? Now, a husband may risk his well-being when his wife's in danger or his children just to protect his family. That's different. But no man will put the feelings of a woman above his own well-being. No man in his right mind would do that. So anytime you encounter a man that does exactly this, then you know it's bad news. But hey, a lot of you ladies are flattered that you are the center of someone's attention. And this flattery is like honey. You can't get enough of it. But just like real honey in real life, if each too much of it is going to be bad for your health. And so that guy overwhelmed you with sweetness. And that's how he lowered your guard and he tricked you emotionally and he got his way physically with you. And now he's discarding you. You know, you're left behind with the pain, with the frustration, and with the depression. Now I'm turning to you guys. Hey, guys, listen to me, man. I'm a guy myself. Dude, when she was all over you, flirting with you, smiling at you, sticking her tongue at you, making seductive movements with her lips, with red lipstick on and all of that, when she was playing with the hair, when she was walking around in those sexy dresses, when she was doing all of that, she was love bombing you. She wanted you to think that you're missing out on something. So you had contact together. Then she remained quiet and you thought, why is she responding to my text messages? So you began to chase her. And that gave her a narcissistic eye. Oh, he's chasing me. Yes, you were chasing her. And then, hey, she got what she wanted. She wanted the cock. She wanted to have a high sexually with you. Or maybe she also wanted your money. Or maybe she wanted to be seen with you because you're handsome and she wanted to look good with her friends. She just wanted something from you. But she made you think that she's all about you. She let you think that she'll be with you forever. She let you think that you're the only one she's thinking about. First of all, guys, if a woman tells you that she's only thinking about you, get out of there. No woman in her right mind would only think about a guy all the time. That means she's obsessed with you, and that's unhealthy. And women are beings designed to be managed by the community. They crave psychic income. So no creature that craves psychic income, that is the woman, will only have one individual on their mind all the time. Get out of here. It doesn't exist. So guys, or guy, she tricked you, man. And after she got what she wanted, whether it was you begging her or you allowing her to access your bank account or just using your status just to improve her own reputation, because some narcissistic women do that. They just want you to go into wedlock with them so they can carry your last name, so they can redeem themselves from their whorish past or whatever it was. She got what she wanted from you, and now she's tired of playing the game. Now she's showing you how she really feels about you. Now she's showing you how trashy and negative she really is. And you're traumatized. I'm thinking, oh, what's going on? Why is my darling doing that? Oh, baby, why are you leaving me? Why are you screaming at me? Why are you throwing objects? Is there another guy? What? No, darling, let's work it out. Let's work it out. Why do you want a divorce? What about the children? You're crying. and being depressed, begging her to make things work, but she is already sleeping with another guy. She's already been hopping on other cocks for a long time. It's already made her mind she doesn't want to hop on your cock anymore. And in some cases, they even make false rape accusations about you. Now, the police may arrest you, and police telling you, sir, you're arrested for rape on your wife or ex-girlfriend. And you think, what? Rape? What happened? I didn't rape anyone. And now you have to stand before a jury or before a judge, explaining your sexual life, and likely, even if they release you and they say you're not guilty, your reputation is doomed. Everyone heard about how you were tricked, and if you're found guilty, you'll go to prison for a crime you did not commit, and in prison, you have other inmates that want to beat you or kill you because you're there for rape. If they didn't rape someone, so now your life's in danger. And when you are there in prison, between all these men that want to rape you, think, oh Lord, how did I end up here? I'm telling you how you ended up there. You did not pay attention. You did not pay attention, man. And there are men in prison now for rapes they did not commit because the woman just wanted attention, or the woman was finished with them, using them, and she wanted to get rid of them. And now in prison, they are at risk of being raped or gang raped with other prisoners, or they're at risk of being killed with other prisoners because the other prisoners may know they're innocent, but the other prisoners just want an excuse to escalate, especially prisoners who have long sentences or who are sitting there for life. So, yeah, now you're in prison. Your life's at risk. Even if you will be released from prison because they rectify and overturn the conviction, your reputation is harmed. Your criminal record will be deleted, but your life will never be the same again. People always associate you with bad news. Why? Because you didn't pay attention when that bitch was love bombing you. Yes, I called her bitch. I'm not going to excuse my French. Absolutely not. So, just like the example I just gave of female and male narcissists using sexual contact to exploit you and then throwing you away like trash, and in a similar way, society does it towards you. Society will love bomb you. If you had parents that traumatize you, they will send a group of friends to embrace you. If you came from a good household, so-called, they will give you a cult that gives you the right to look down upon people who are worse off. Society will love bomb you and mirror you just to get you to invest in it. After they get what they want from you, and you're approaching 40, or as a woman, you're beyond age 30, it's over. You need to call a spade indeed. Look, I was born on Saturday, the 17th of August, 1991, on Curacao, the island of Curacao in the Caribbean, in the neighborhood or village Buena Vista. Okay? So soon I'll be 30. Some people already congratulate me last week. They have mistaken my birthday, but my birthday on the 17th of August. Now look at this. I believe today, let's see, today's the 9th of August. You get me? So within 8 days, it will be 30 years I've been on the earth. And let me tell you, a lot of my peers who are 30 or 2 or 3 years older, they are now entering the devaluation phase. Till now, life was a party for them. Till now, society was patient towards them. Till now, society tend to overlook some of their faults. So you get me? However, now that they're entering the 30s and beyond, now society is going to see them as a burden. Society is going to say, hey, you're already 30, man. Get out of here. Now the love bombing and all the attention goes to those that are 15. So, a lot of people, when the societal devaluation begins, they are in their mid-30s, they have a midlife crisis, as they call it. Why midlife? Because according to worldlings, you only live 70 years maximum. Some live 80 years. So in the mid-30s, what they call the midlife crisis. Well, such things shouldn't exist for believers because we have a maximum of 120 years on the earth. So 30, If you're age 30, you still have 90 years to go when you walk by faith. Okay. If you're 40, you still have 80 years to go. But anyway, when worldlings and sometimes even believers were so tricked by the world, when the societal devaluation begins, now they are completely shocked. Now they're depressed. Now some of them become addicted to alcohol. They become alcoholic. Now some get addicted to drugs, whether it's cocaine, whether it's heroin, or they take ecstasy pills, or maybe it's not illegal drugs. Maybe it's pharmaceutical drugs. They get addicted to pharmaceutical prescriptions. Some begin to booty chase, to go to red light districts, go to brothels often. Now a lot of people develop addictions. Why? Because they cannot handle the betrayal. They cannot handle the fact that society turned on them just like that. Yesterday, they woke up and the world was cheering them. Today, they woke up and the world is ignoring them. And then a day later, the world's complaining about them. That's how quickly it goes. With some, it happens when they're 30. With some, it happens when they're 34. Others, when they're 38. Some, it happens when they're 40. It's a bit late then. But I'm telling you, the moment comes, the society will switch on you just like that. This even happens to celebrities, okay? Maybe you have a rapper, okay, or a hip hop artist. For 10 years, a decade, he's been producing records. He's been touring around. Great. But now that 10 years have passed, the teenagers who used to listen to him are in their mid-20s now, or in the late 20s. So those teenagers who are now in their mid or late 20s are still listening to him, but now they have also other interests. So let's say now 20 years past, 20 years, 2 decades. That's a generation, this hip-hop artist has been active. The people that began to listen to him when they were in the early teens are now in their early or mid-30s. Or if people began to listen to them when they were 20, they're now in their 40s. So now, to the new generation of teenagers, though that hip-hop artist is not that relevant. So now the hip-hop artist needs to collaborate with younger artists in order to remain relevant to the younger generation. Because if the hip-hop artist does not do this, they'll discard him or her. As simple as that. This happens to bankers who have a career. Maybe you were this banker who worked at several banks. Maybe you became an expert giving classes at university. And now, after 25 years of being a successful banker, you began when you were 19 years old. Okay? 20 years later, you're 39. Now you're 44. And now that you're 44, out of the blue, you're not invited anymore to seminars. Now people begin to complain about you having the same story over and over again like they did 20 years ago. Now people tell you, hey, this is not 20 years ago when you began. Okay? The banking world is different now. Even though you know it's bullshit, it's not different at all. Now people begin to complain about you all the time. I'm telling you what happened. You've been discarded. You've been devalued. And most people don't realize when society has discarded them. It's only years later they begin to realize, oh crap, I've been discarded. Nobody cares about my presence anymore. And those that do only care to get narcissistic supply out of me by looking down on me. The thing is, there were teenage celebrities that were quite popular in the 1980s, early 1990s. And some of them, till around 2015, they were still around going to public events. And there was this YouTube video that I've watched that said celebrities that don't realize they're not famous anymore. And it shows some of those teenage celebrities that were quite hot in the 1980s, early 1990s. Including that guy that played Malcolm in the Middle. I don't know his name anymore. And I was really realizing, indeed, when they were in their teens or early 20s, hey, they were hot. But now it's like 20 years later, and they still think that they are that hot 20-year-old or the hot teen that was famous back then. No, they're not. People barely look at them. The same happens to politicians. You can have a politician that was quite dominant and quite fierce, sweeping the masses. And now that politician is older, they don't want to hear about it anymore. Now you have a younger politician doing the exact same thing that people are listening to. An exception is Joe Biden, or Jim Crow Joe, as his nickname is, who's now the president of the United States. Except him, he stayed for, I believe, 47 years in politics, and now he also became the vice president, and now he's the president of the United States. He's an exception, okay? But in general, even the politicians, this happens, okay? So this is how the world is. You are valued for a season. That season is likely 10 years or 20 years, okay? You're only valued for a season. After that season, you are discarded. And the discard will not happen with a warning. It will happen out of the blue. Out of the blue, you are discarded. And when you're discarded, they don't tell you, we've discarded you. No, they will let you think that they still want you. But they already made up their minds they've already replaced you. They've already turned it back on you, but they want you to keep thinking that that they still value you. Why? Because when you still think they value you while they don't, they get narcissistic supply by duping you. So they love bombed you when you were younger. They embrace you with all types of affection. Then they praised you and celebrated you. Then they discarded you, and now they're treating you worse than trash. They let you think that they're still on your side. They let you think that you're still popular. They let you think they still value what you're saying. But behind your back, they're murmuring about you. This will happen to anyone that's in the world. Anyone. You get me? With some people, it happens much quicker. Okay? For example, if you're in high school, this may happen to you within a few months. If you're at work, it must happen to you within a year or two. But society as a whole will take about 10 or 20 years before they discard you. But realize the discard will come. Okay? Sometimes you see those discarded celebrities or discarded public figures want to make a comeback and it completely fails. Look, around 2003, 2004, 2005, there were artists that came out new, and I was listening to them. And I was thinking, whoa, this guy, he's going to make it. There was even this guy that came out making a song about a heartbreak he had with his ex-girlfriend. I believe his name was Eamon or something like that. Well, I don't know for sure what his artist's name was. I think it was Eamon. The song was Fuck What I Said. Okay, yes, it was the song. They had the censored version and then the non-censored version. So I thought this guy, he's going to bring out more songs. You only had one more hit afterwards. And I didn't hear anything from him anymore afterwards. Okay, I don't know whether it was exactly 2003 or 2005 or whenever it was, but it was during those years. Okay? It's 15, let me say it's 16 years later now. 15, 16 years later, 1.5 decade later. Where's that guy? Where are the rest of his albums? He was a guy that was discarded very quickly. Okay? He maybe acts as an artist here and there, but he doesn't have that public attention he used to have. I believe his his season of embracement was like 3 or 4 years or something like that. So that is why I'm telling you, Saints, you are in society because you're dealing with it, but you're not of society. Or like the Bible says, you're in the world, but not of the world. So don't conform to the pattern of the world, or don't conform to the toxic expectation of society. Because no matter how much you conform and please society, you will be discarded. That's how it works with a narcissist. You'll be discarded anyway. It's like those criminals that kidnap you to get information. And after they torture you and get information from you, they kill you. Because if they leave you alive, you are a witness of the crime they did to you, namely torturing you. So they don't want any evidence of the wrong they've done, so they will kill you anyway. They let you think, well, I will let you live if you give me the information I want. Oh, so you give the information they want and then they kill you anyway. That's what society is. Society accuses you of not being polite, not being considerate, not being successful, not being respectful, not being this and that. So you rectify the situation by working hard and complying. Then they praise you, and then they end up scorning you anyway. That's how society is. So, why would anyone in the right mind invest in society? Are you kidding me? You should invest in your community. Communities are real. Society is an artificial narcissist that the crowd enacts. Why would you invest in an artificial narcissist? Are you out of your mind? But that's what a lot of people do. And they end up regretting it. They end up regretting it. Everyone that invests in society will end up regretting it. Everyone. There's nobody out there who can tell you that they've invested in society and worked out well for them. Everyone that invests in society, they have been discarded. Each one of them. None of them can tell you they've ended up well. Sometimes I'm on camera, sometimes I'm not. So, okay, let me pick this up. It's my Nike bag. I already told you, you invest in communities, either the community around you, or you start your own community, or you join a Christ-centered community. You invest in a community. So actually being involved with other people in a constructive way. You don't invest in this avoiding mechanism called society. All right? It's quite quiet right now, as you can see. There are no cars. Only lost for a few seconds, but okay. Too many people invest in society, not realizing that it's a scam. And it's only when it's way too late that they figure out, oh crap, I've been taken advantage of. Yes, you have been taken advantage of. And now it's kind of too late because you can't get back all those years. You can't get back all the investment, all the people you slept with thinking, I'm going to have a great time, or if I invest in a sex partner, it's going to be accepted, whatever. You can't undo all of that. You can't undo all the hard work you've done, all those hours you put in the work. You can't undo all the people you've cut off, because a lot of people ghost you when you don't contribute to their societal acceptance. Yeah, there are people that will block you and unfriend you or even ghost you just because you don't match society's expectation. And because they create society's acceptance, they will avoid you just to not risk being rejected by society. So now people realize, crap, I've ghosted good people that cared about me. Those people have moved on, so I can't get those relationships back. So it's when the discard happens. Okay, I've already explained about economic relevancy. So if you come with a question, yeah, but we need to invest for when we are old. First of all, that's worldly thinking. Don't you trust Heavenly Father? Don't you obey Heavenly Father? So why do you even ask such questions in the live stream if I've been talking about economic relevancy and trusting the Lord all the time? You're on a timeout. And if you say something like that again, you're blocked. That's how it works over here. No doubt casting around here. Praise the Lord. People that operate in unbelief or they operate in doubt, not trusting the Heavenly Father, not taking steps in faith, shouldn't come to these live streams, because once they want relevancy for their doubts, they're blocked. And they get the precautions spiritually also upon them. Okay? Okay, so this live stream's been over 40 minutes. I don't have to make it that long. Good. The reason I made this live stream is because I want you to realize how things go. In high school, They won't tell you about the devaluation that will come upon you. They won't. They won't tell you about any of that. Why won't they tell you any of that? Because they don't want you to realize the type of messed up world you're living in. They want you to think that society is this natural flow of adults that are doing something with their lives. No, the only thing that happens is that adults sign away their life to some corporation or to some cult, and when they're old, they get a little bit of compensation called the pension, which only will last for maybe 5 or 10 years, and then they're done. Some people even have to find a job in their 70s because the pension is done. Glory to Yahuwah. You came with a suggestion again. I already told people, don't ask questions with suggestions. Okay? Invest in community simply means being economically active in your community. It's not only donate and do volunteer. It simply means setting up your business, setting up economic activity to benefit the community directly. So eventually, you have to be freed from society's expectations. Mm-hmm. Right now, most people stay stuck in the corporate world to be drained, while we should be economically active, that's true, but to benefit the community directly. We should be the one managing the orphanages, we should be the ones managing the export, we should be the one managing the economy as believers, without needing those pagan structures of the world. Because right now, many believers are humping on those pagan structures in hope to get some good out of it. And that's not the Heavenly Father's plan at all. That's not what it should be. All right? And if people don't want to do this, walking by faith and expanding economically on the earth to benefit the kingdom of God and to benefit the local communities around them, that means they're operating in fear and they just want relief. That's it. Because I already told you, society will discard you. So don't think that you give in to society for all those decades and eventually it's going to end up well with you. It will not. Those that end up with big houses and a big check on the bank card is because they are sold out. Only few people, that means the sellouts, get that. The rest of the masses, 99%, just has to survive day by day, and they get a tiny compensation called a pension when they're completely worn out. Well, if you do the will of the Heavenly Father, you eventually end up economically relevant, and you don't have to be drained to remain alive. That's where we need to go as saints. All right? So, know that the discard by society will come. Some of you may have already gone through the discard, so you already know what I'm talking about. Whether you went through it already, or this card is still coming for you, know that this card will come. That praise, that acceptance, that ease is not going to last for long. 10 years, or maybe 20 years, if you're a public figure. After that, discard it, like you never existed. Mm-hmm. So, I give you the time now to ask questions about the topic I just discussed. So you have questions about the topic we just discussed, let me know. And when it comes about economic power, I already made live streams about economic power, multiple of them. Check them on how to begin expanding economically. But if it's about societal discard and how you can see it coming and all of that, you can answer questions right now. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can ask questions. It's a bit dark where I am right now, so but I'll be in the sunlight soon. Well, you see the Discord coming. It's very simple. People begin to um, how to say? People begin to look tired at you, or they begin to avoid you. Mm. We trust God and we do His will on the earth. That's what we do. So, when people begin to avoid you out of the blue with no specific reason, or when they begin to doubt, express doubt about your motives, then you know the discard is coming. And sometimes you're discarded because you are seeing too much. Sometimes you see sometimes you see through the scam. That's why they want to discard you ahead of time. Now, gang stalking is different. With gang stalking, they just want to take you out just to hide their own scandals of the community. That's gang stalking. But if they discarded you and you won't accept the discard, they may gang stalk you. That's true. That's true indeed. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see if I see any other question. So, don't be afraid of the discard, but know the discard will come. So, don't let it happen to you unexpectedly. Hey, it's just how the world works. And the reason why it hit so many people hard because they were never told about this. Some are, but most are not. But that's just how the world goes. That's why I do the will of the Heavenly Father on the earth right now, and it benefits in the here and now, and benefits forever. That's what we ought to do during this lifetime. Well, thanks for listening to this live stream and watching. I'll be heading towards the mall now. Keep on improving with Christ. Be at peace, and I'll see you next time.